associate as typical. I grew up in Alaska, 60 miles away from the nearest neighbor. There was no TV, no phone, not even a Bible, let alone the mention of Jesus, which is why it is so difficult for me to explain my childhood best friend. He was so perfect and always by my side. I don't know how we met, nor did I ever question it as a child, but as an adult, I often wondered, how did Jesus find little insignificant me in the middle of nowhere? I always had an unexplainable strong faith, but I was so naive when it came to the Bible. It wasn't until after 5 years, moving to Atlanta, and my dear friend Dana introducing me to Buckhead Church that I began to understand that relationship. 2 years later, Andy made it very clear to me what Jesus did on the cross for me, and it was then that I accepted him as my Savior. Over the past year, I was challenged beyond belief, but it was during this time that I truly understood that Jesus will be my strength through the most painful of times, and he has forgiven me of my imperfect ways. I want to thank my small groups for supporting me on this journey, Laura Rowe for being such a great inspiration to me, Shannon for never letting me lose sight of God's love for me during the most difficult time in my life, and to Alex and 33 of God's most precious gifts in Cambodia, I want to thank you for giving me my smile back. And most importantly, I want to thank my best friend, Jesus Christ, for choosing me. You are my Lord and Savior.